Okay, guys, so let's get going. And we're going to be talking about more Exchange features. And one of those features is the shared mailbox. And where is it? Oh yeah, I need to log in from from Exchange environment. Just go ahead and log in. It's thinking of connecting. All right, so we're in. And just wanted to also know one more thing that it is. Oh, which mailbox is it? All right, let's get going. So we were talking about last time recipients and section inside that there are mailboxes section. Inside the mailboxes, we have add a shared mailbox. Mail flow setting. We had discovered all these features of our typical mailbox that gets created, but we still need to check out some more features. So one of those features is shared mailbox. What is it used for? So shared mailbox is used by support team, and obviously the word shared means that multiple users have access to this mailbox, and they log into the mailbox, and then they yeah, I'm recording. So recording is in progress. So, and they log into the mailbox, then they are just checking all the emails and not replying, or they can respond as well. Suppose there are four or five IT support. Suppose there's a IT department, and IT department created a shared mailbox called IT support, right? So they can all connect to that mailbox. In fact, I had put a screenshot here. So this screenshot here, um, we were talking about that the specialty of a mailbox is that um, seriously, so yeah, suppose there's an IT department, and in the IT department we have IT support, right? And it's 20 IT support. So this is a what? Shared box, right? And IT support has four members or five members or 10 members, depends on the big organization. So suppose say there's John, there's Janet, there is Gina, and there is today is a J day, right? So Jacob. Oh, seriously? No, it's not Jacob. Jacob, right? So those are all, and the company name is mm, Johannesburg. Okay, whatever. So ID support, and they have all support. So the main thing is that when they all have send as permission. We had just talked about that. Send as permission means that you become that person on behalf of which you're sending an email, right? So yeah, so send as. So you get this permission, send as permission, and so if John sends an email on behalf of this mailbox, the end user gets that email as if it is talking to a mailbox called IT support, right? So it end user does not know that it's actually John behind the mailbox communicating with the end user uh, J. Okay, yeah, that's also a name. So end user J, right? So John is sending email, and it's going to be an email coming from IT support for end user, unless John uses his signature and says regards John or thank you, John. So if signature is as far as signature is not used, end user will never know who actually behind the mailbox is sending emails to that user, right? So that's overall thing that you don't want to reveal who is the actual user. You just want to say that IT support is sending emails and not exactly which user is sending behind the mailbox. So then you can use shared mailbox for that. So let's um, 15%. This is not a very advanced one. So here, if I write it, I cannot edit it. This is a paintbrush. This is the most latest application of all times with basic features. But yeah, hopefully you're able to see that when you're using some magnifier thingy. Okay, so I'm gonna explain now by or I'll give a demo now, and then we can understand that suppose we have so I'm back to the mailbox here, and yeah, it's already 120% here for the browser. So I'm going to create a shared mailbox. So suppose there's an IT department in the company, and if I click that, so I'm creating a shared mailbox now, and its name is IT support. Right? And that company and that shared mailbox is going to be the mailbox for supporting all the users and giving help to all the users for IT. So there are several domains here as well. I'm just going to go for the domain that was attached with Cody. And also you can just put an alias or some other name to that as well. I'll just skip, I'll just stick to IT support here. And what happens is, oh man, serious. Okay. So I'm just gonna click the create button. I haven't added any user yet. I will be adding now once the IT support mailbox is or shared mailbox is created. So once it is created, then it says add users to this mailbox, learn how to use shared mailbox in Outlook. You can share this link with users. Would you like to know more ways to collaborate? I'm just gonna click that link as well and open and use a shared mailbox in Outlook. Well, obviously, I'm going to show you how to do that. So, but they also show that how to access shared mailbox. But what is shared mailbox when it comes to well, what I explained that is what shared mailbox is. Obviously, it's just an overall 365 documentation page. Now what I'm going to do is I have created a shared mailbox here. Where is that mailbox? So if I go for IT and type enter, so there's the IT support shared mailbox. I'm going to click that mailbox. So this is the mailbox. Are there any members this mailbox? So if I click mailbox here, sorry, delegation here, now you can see that there is send as permission and there is read and manage full access. So suppose there are 4 members or 3 members of IT support department. You're going to add all those members here, right? And they will have send as permission to this mailbox, and they will have read and manage full access permission. Send as means that the member of this mailbox becomes that, or if he or she sends an email, it will be actually this IT support. End user will see that this guy sent an email and not the actual member. I'm going to show you now. And read and manage permission. Last week also we discussed that. So this means that you have full access to this particular mailbox if your name is added. Read and manage full access. So I'm just gonna add uh, 2 or 3 users here. First of all, just to show that you can use or you can add multiple users. I'm just gonna click add and Adele, Alex, and yeah, the currently logged in user, the administrator. I'm just gonna add this user as well because from this user I will access this mailbox. Suppose there are 3 users that are member of the IT team. Uh, Oh, okay. So how many to add? So there's a suggestion here for how many to add as well. Add two and two. Two and two. Add two and two on both. Both. There's only one IT support mailbox, right? Well, I we need to add more than one user just to show that there are multiple users you can add. But I need to add myself because I need to show then how to access the mailbox, right? So save and confirm. So multiple users can be added, first thing. Second thing is if I click now here in the delegation, I go to delegation. So there are three users added here, but they only have send as permission. They need to access the mailbox. For that, they need to be added. The same users need to be added to read and manage, right? Edit, add members. Same users have to be added to the three, um, you know, to the other permission level as well. It will take within 5 minutes, it says here. Now, once we close that, so that IT shared mailbox, IT support shared mailbox, I need to access as well, right? How do I access that? I have to first go to my own mailbox, this logged in user's mailbox. I need to go. So I'm going to go to the nine dots here, and then I'm going to click Outlook. This is my own mailbox, obviously. Now I want to access the other mailbox. So how do I access the shared mailbox? Well, I just created it, so it could be still taking time and it may not be accessible, or they have created in the background everything, then it may be accessible as well. I'm just gonna go to the top right here. This is how you access anyone else's mailbox from within your mailbox. You just simply go to this area and then click this, open another mailbox. One click, open another mailbox. You can go for IT support, IT underscore support. Happen. Did it even search? So I'm just gonna go back here. It has to first come up with the name, right? So IT underscore because I just created it, so it's not really coming up with that name. I'm just going to go back to the Exchange Admin Center, IT underscore support. Yeah, that's the correct name, but it does take time for it to appear in the search. So I'm just gonna, so this is the mailboxes. I'll just go for IT again, press enter, IT underscore support. It's a shared mailbox. And one day, Monday or Sunday, it's gonna appear, right? Yeah, it's still under construction. I can just this name. Oh man, it's strictly not letting me select IT. Anyway, I'll just type IT there. Uh, okay. Oh, there you go. So once you put the full mailbox name, it's there. I'm just gonna click open mailbox, and yeah. So right now it says access denied. If you refresh the application, few more details. So it says access denied. On a rejection, access denied means actually, as it says, access denied. So did I add my logged in user there or not? So if I close this, go for Amir admin, and okay. So if I go to the mailbox here, IT support, and click that and go to delegation, um, I need to have access first, right? So Amir admin at 0x. Yeah, then it's just 0x on Microsoft.com, 0xbsc on Microsoft.com. It's the same. So this means that I just need to wait because it may take actually more than 10 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes to rerun it. So here, if I click open mailbox again and paste that support. If it does not come here yet, this means that it's not ready. I'm just trying too early. Even in production environment in my company, when we create a mailbox, we tell them, hey, give it 15 to 20 minutes and then go there, and this, and then you will uh, get this. So right now it's not there, but one day, Monday or Sunday, it's gonna be there. and then we will be able to search it. But yeah, it does take time. So if it's not searching that, I clicked it again, it opens another tab here, but it says access denied. This means, yeah, we can just refresh it, and one day, Monday or Sunday, it's going to let us connect. So when it does let us connect, we're going to continue with this simple feature, but it's very, very useful. IT support mailbox. It does not consume a license. Wow, so it's a free feature. So if I go there and, well, there's no license to give here, right? So yes, it does not consume a license. It's a shared mailbox, and users are um, licensed users, obviously. So if I click the user here, the license information should be here somewhere. Yep. Or the user is having a mailbox because it has a license, right? But where's the license information? Mailbox does not show a license information, so we have to go to admin center to get the license information. And they have made some changes on all sides here. Azure Active Directory is now called identity. Anyway, so if I go to the user, so uh, Adele obviously has a license. You can see the license here. So license information would be here in admin center in the users area, right? License information. But when it comes to shared mailbox, does it first of all show here? Did they even create it or not? So IT support, and it shows unlicensed, right? But if I try to access this, I will be able to access this mailbox. So let's keep it unlicensed, and then let me show how it works then. Other than that, yeah. Okay, that's one thing. I'm gonna go back to Exchange Admin Center. I was in 365 Admin Center. I'm gonna go back to Exchange Admin Center, and there, still waiting for the mailbox to appear. Until then, we can discuss any other feature. So I'm gonna go for, okay, Raza says, can we access from on premises? If we can access from online, yes, then we can access from on premises as well. But if we cannot access online, then we are not able to access on premises as well. In fact, yes, for Exchange course, we needed to actually, work on our Windows um, client from Windows when you open Outlook. So that's a good reminder you gave. If some future labs, I was going to show that, but better start this. Hopefully, if my Windows 11 is set up, I did set it up. So how do you access the same Outlook from Windows 11 with Microsoft Outlook? We did install the Outlook no earlier, much earlier, but if it's not there, I will just show. So this is Windows 11 machine now. First of all, I'm still checking that if shared mailbox is accessible from online, and then we're gonna go for offline. And and then I need to show you the send as feature as well. That when a member of a mailbox sends an email to the end user does not see the member name. So I need to show that too. Also, how does the shared mailbox appear in on-premises Outlook installed in Windows 11? Um, Also, well, that was the first thing that we are doing. How does the shared mailbox uh, accessed from web client uh, Outlook in the browser? So all that we need to check. And that for that we were trying to we were actually waiting for the mailbox to be created. It does take time, but um, by now, hopefully, it is done. While that is going on, I need to just make sure that my Windows 11 Outlook is still working, or is it even there in Windows 11? So remember that we did install, I think it was in Jamin's machine, but I'm just gonna log in from this browser and to my portal.office.com, right? Then I will just try to, oh man, Microsoft Edge, Hi Armor. Oh, see this? It's my account. It's not letting me change my browser size here right now. Yes, welcome to Microsoft Edge, the recommended browser on Windows. You're almost set up. Yes, continue and continue without data in Google Chrome. Oh, it's like 200%, 175. Okay, anyway, um, I need to log in also from the Windows 11 to show you the Outlook, how to connect the Outlook from Windows 11, that Outlook that is connected to Exchange Online. Not we don't have an Exchange on premises here, right? So if I go to the diagram here, so we have a branch here, right? Suppose there's a Toronto branch here, and Toronto branch has suppose 10K users, suppose, and they all have Windows 10s and 11s, Windows 10, 11, and from Windows 10, 11, they are accessing MS Outlook, Teams. So all those users who are accessing that MS Outlook and Teams, right? These users, how are they accessing that? So first of all, Windows 10 and 11, any of those, are they able to connect directly to the Outlook in Exchange Online? So you have here Microsoft 365 services, and you have here Azure AD, you have here Exchange Online, right? In fact, Exchange Online, and you have here Teams Online. SharePoint Online is there also, and okay, SharePoint Online. These are the, you know, three that you will need, uh, if you're working day to day in your company. You will be messing with these guys or these applications. You will be using these applications. So now there is a laptop here, or shall I just grab a laptop from laptop, and let's get an image of a laptop quickly. So you got copy image and you got a laptop here. So from that laptop, you need to you need to access MS Outlook, Microsoft Outlook, and MS Teams, right? So that is totally online. And MS Outlook will connect to Exchange Online, and MS Teams will connect to Teams Online. Teams is for meetings and conferences. Outlook is for emailing. So Exchange Online has to be connected, right? So this is overall the connection. So I will put that to Teams. Okay, and I will put that here as well. This one. So yeah, the real environment will have this kind of setup. where you are accessing Outlook from the browser, but a majority of the time you will be accessing it from uh, MS Office Outlook. So that would be the most of the time you will be using. So that would be nearest to the actual environment. Thank you for to Raza that he reminded me. Otherwise, Jamin's laptop we had configured that, and I will just quickly configure it here as well. So for that, I need to log in from the Edge browser again from Windows 11. First of all, I need to check which user am I logging from here. Wow, somehow the whole Windows is so CMD. Go inside and I'll put in the command line that who am I? So who am I? Enter. Wow, this is so not huge. ONK. So I put the command who am I and it says you're connected to Azure AD as Amr Shahzad, right? So this is the command that I gave. So this means I'm logged into the correct Azure AD account, and I'm going to just simply connect to my Office. So I'm just gonna connect from my Windows 11. It is joined to my Azure AD domain. So I'm gonna connect with the Outlook here, right? This is the browser-based Outlook. I'm also logged in from that same Outlook from my Firefox as well here. Right? But I'm opening that in my Windows 11 now, which is joined to this domain. So it's the so that's one thing. Excuse me. I also want to download. This is browser based. I don't want to use browser based. I mean, it's pain in the neck. I mean, in the office, you will not be using this. You will be using this guy here. So I mean, like, I need to download the whole MS Office. So I could have those apps, especially Outlook and Teams. I need to have. This is a must. Outlook and Teams are two must apps. So I'm just gonna click Microsoft 365 here, and then I will. Oh, seriously, every tab I have to increase the size of. And how to download the MS Office? So it's yeah, there you go. I was waiting for this to pop up. Install apps, and then Microsoft 365 apps, and I'm going to click that, and it's going to download. I think it's going to be slow, so I'll just put that procedure. Um, got it. Getting started with Microsoft 365. Yeah, I got it. Um, Install apps, and hopefully one day it will show me the download process. Yeah, it's actually showing that now. Office setup, Office setup.exe. Okay, as soon as it's downloaded, I'm going to click it. It's going to start the installation. I'm going to click open file. It is downloaded now. Clicked it. And it's going to start the installation of the whole MS Office 365 apps. That's what we want.
So from Windows 11, we download for 65 apps.
Yeah, so Windows 11, we logged in from the that Azure account. And then just simply go to portal.office.com, which we go here as well, just to check Exchange admin center and everything. Just log in from that same account and go to the main page of the account, the first page that opens after the login, and then simply download install apps and just click that and it will simply install MS Office. We'll start installing MS Office.
So,
Well, yeah.
so we need apps for if we are logging from a laptop.
Yeah, you need, if you log in from laptop, you have to still log into this account, and then yes, you need to click here, and then download will start. It will download a very small file. Just click that file, and it will start installing like this. Yes, you need to do this step. Have Outlook in your laptop or virtual
Because
machine.
when you were teaching us on Office 365, you were avoiding download the apps, but here you are downloading the apps.
Yeah.
This was my question. Like, do we need an app on when we are connecting from laptop?
Yeah, so I was avoiding because it was my office laptop, and now I have VMware Workstation. There's a virtual machine inside. So now inside this machine, I can do anything and mess it
Okay.
up or anything, but I didn't want to mess up my office laptop.
Which so is the good practice app or just by installing manual?
Oh, this is the best practice, and the more features that are available, the ease of use is that you download this MS Office and use the installed apps instead of browser based. Browser based is pain in the neck, and in majority of the offices, majority of the users always download this and they use the downloaded app. Don't use browser based unless they have to. Suppose there is no access, suppose Outlook is not working temporarily, then they switch to, okay, let's use the browser based Outlook now. But nobody prefers to use that. They always download this in offices. Cool. So yeah, in this virtual machine, I can mess up anything, and it will not affect my laptop. So that's why I'm downloading it. Now it's downloading here, and yes, you guys, those who are following the labs, you should do exactly the same thing. And we're going to be exploring a lot of features in this downloaded Outlook, but I'm going to still show you, excuse me, all those features in the browser-based Outlook as well. But in offices, obviously, downloaded Outlook is mostly used, so we're going to work mostly on that. This means you should have this Windows 10 or 11 and download an MS Office package from here. I'm gonna minimize this because it's now downloading and installing. So I'll let it go with that. I'm gonna go back to my laptop-based browser where it is already opened. I'm going to laptop-based browser, and it is uh, already there, Exchange Admin Center. Now I'm going to just check again if I can access from my browser-based Outlook the shared mailbox. So this is my browser-based Outlook. I'm going to go to the top right. I'll go to open another mailbox, and then IT underscore support, and one day, Monday or Sunday, it's going to disappear. Don't tell me you need a license, because in office you don't need. Here you need. Why? Okay, anyway, I'm just talking loud here. Okay, so here it's still not available, but now this is kind of enough time that it's supposed to be available. Uh, and I'm just gonna go to the mailbox again, and here ID underscore support. Yes, the mailbox is there. Archive status none, shared mailbox. And I'm just going to check my user if it was really there or not. Obviously, it was there. I'm an admin at this, and I'm an admin at this. Seriously, I'm logged into this, and Outlook is also open. So why in God's name? shared mailbox? You know what? I have a E5 license. I'm going to go back to admin center here. I have taken out this mailbox here. It's in front of me. IT support, and I'm going to go to licenses. Believe me, I didn't have to do that in the company. We don't give license to shared mailbox, but here it shows unlicensed. Yes, it's supposed to be unlicensed. I'm giving it a license now, but and maybe that could make it work. So I'm gonna go to my mailbox and then try to access this shared mailbox from their IT underscore support. Again, now I have given a lessons now just now, so it might still may or may not work. So I have to give some more time here. I'm just gonna go open another mailbox and Control C, Control V. No, doesn't work. I'll just get the name again. Control C. Go back here. Control V. Okay.
Do we need to run AD connect
No, no. Why would I need that? AD
to,
connector has nothing to do with this.
it takes like half an hour to synchronize?
No, no. This mailbox is created in online, Exchange Online, right?
Yeah.
If it was created in on premises, then only. If it was created here, then I would have to synchronize up there. But it was directly created in the Exchange Online, right? So I don't need Azure AD Connect for that.
But it takes time to update it on premises, like half an hour.
Ah, it's open. No, like, yeah, if it was created there in on premises, it would not take that much time. Online, it does take more time. On premises, it does not take this kind of time.
So why don't we delete from there and we try to on premises so we can see right away online? We do
So
that.
the problem is that mailbox is created where? Mailbox is created inside Exchange server, right? On premises, we have to install the on premises version of Exchange server, which is a pretty big installation and pretty long installation. And then when we create the mailbox here, that mailbox we can synchronize. Actually, it's also called migration because mailbox can be either here or here. It's not like a username. Username can be here and here, but mailbox can be either here or here, right? We move the mailbox, we don't copy it. So it's a pretty big process and it's a on-premises exchange. We're working on only Exchange Online here. That's why we can't create here on premises. We don't have a similar exchange server here.
But in the real environment, like
Mhm.
in the offices, do they have exchange on premises as well
Some
as online?
some companies have it, some companies don't have it. My company doesn't have it. Some of my friends' companies don't have it. Basically, companies are trying to get rid of on-premises exchange, but large organizations which had exchange server for last 10, 20 years and they've been upgrading all the on-premises versions, they do have it, but a majority of the companies are in the process of migrating all mailboxes and then simply getting rid of the exchange server. So whichever company you join, they always ask, hey, do you know exchange online, do you know exchange online? Because either they have already moved all the mailboxes there, or they are in the process of moving all the mailboxes. So that's why it's Exchange Online only we're going for. Okay, so here, uh, now Exchange Online, it did take some time, but now it's open. What's open? So see this? This is my mailbox, and oh, okay, I need to show this tab to you, but there's that thing in front. So what I'm gonna do is I will just close this admin center. Okay, so this is my my mailbox, and this is the IT support mailbox that I just opened it from within my mailbox. Now my mailbox URL is this https outlook.office.com/mail. But when you look at the URL of this IT support, so it is outlook.office.com/mail under slash IT underscore support and the domain name. So I have opened from here another mailbox because, and I'm able to do that because I added my account here, the delegation for this mailbox. Right? So once I'm inside this mailbox, now I can, I have full access to this mailbox, as well as I have send as access to this mailbox as well. So if I open a new email and send an email to some user here, so there are many mailboxes here. Suppose there's an end user there as well. So suppose there's uh, Justin Bieber as the end user, right? Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber has some issue with the mailbox, with the Outlook or with anything else, and he's sending an email. Hey, please send an email to me, or help me fix my internet or something. So the email from the IT support, I logged into this mailbox. I'm sending that email to Justin Bieber. Then we're gonna go to the Justin Bieber mailbox. We're gonna check that. Does that email show my name? Does it show the name of the mailbox? I'm not gonna add any signature here as well. So I'll just go for just in here, and I will help. So it's internet issue. Suppose Justin called on phone. Hey, I have internet issue. I'm a damn rich guy, so you better help me or you're fired. Okay. Suppose he says that. So internet issue, and then here, hi Justin, we receive your call, or easy, IVD. We received your call for internet issue, and I will be glad to help you. Um, and please explain your uh, internet issue here with any screenshots. Okay. Or what's the best time to connect? Or what's the best time to connect on Teams? Uh, in Teams, the user can share his or her screen as well, and then the tech support can see, oh, that's the issue going on. Can you do this, that, this, that? So, and now regards, if I put my name, then only the user will be able to know that, oh, it's Amir that's saying it. Instead, I put their IT support. Now I'm going to send that email to Justin Bieber. Then we're going to go for Justin's mailbox. I'm going to open that, and we're going to see that if I don't put my name here, then is there any way else that from this email Justin would know that it's Amir talking, or it's not giving any clue who actually is has sent this email. It's just a IT support name that is going to be shown to Justin. Right? So it's a company policy. You want to stay, you don't want any users to know which IT support person has actually sent an email. Some companies say that they prefer not to show, and some companies actually prefer that yes, they should be putting their name. Okay, anyway, send by default it does not show unless you put in the signature or regards or something. So the email has been sent from the shared mailbox. I'm gonna go now to the other mailbox, Justin's mailbox. So I'll just go for in private window and go for portal.office.com, enter, and then I need the username password of Justin's mail. So here, Justin's, okay, this is J Bieber, and oh, I don't know his password, so I'll go for admin center and I'll change his password. Reset his password to something else. So I'll go to active users and then go to Justin and reset the password. Require the user to change the password. First time, no. And do send me whatever the password was there. I just am resetting the password. This is the password. And I'll copy this information here. So, yeah, last time we're doing that. So this is the information I copy in the Notepad++. Minimize this. I will use this information now. In fact, I'll use it now. So I will go to the in private um, window that we have opened to log into the Justin's mailbox. Next, and the password is please. So we go to the passwords. So the we're expecting a mail and a email coming from shared mailbox, but it should be only from IT support, and it should not give a clue about that Amir actually sent an email on behalf of IT support, right? Okay, well, skip setup for now for MFA. It's asking for MF and A. So I'm gonna press yes here. So I'm logged in. I stay logged in from J Bieber, and this is the first time it's opening, so it makes me go through all this and then close. I just need to open Justin's Outlook, and yeah, it's gonna ask for MFA again, multi-factor authentication, and I skip that as well. And so yeah, there is an email from IT support, internet issue, and what I read there, but did this email come from Amir? So if I didn't put here my name, it doesn't give me a clue from anywhere that it came from Amir. It came from someone in IT support, or the you're just talking to IT support mailbox. That's it. So this is the front face of the support, and that's what I wanted to show you, that the end user does not know. Suppose there's a second user who started talking. Suppose Justin says, yes, I want to actually, yes, thank you. Let's connect on Teams. So this is a typical conversation going on in the office. So then if another user sends that email, again, it's just IT support, right? IT support is talking to that, and Justin doesn't have to know that, oh, now the user changed. Seriously, what's wrong with that? So those guys, so some end user doesn't like that, and some companies doesn't like that. Their users should be revealed. So anyway, um, that email arrived in IT support, and that's it. So this is the IT support mailbox. You should always keep an eye on the URL here, that which mailbox I'm in. So it's the IT support mailbox that you also have access to, and you're connected from your mailbox to IT support, right? This is one way to check it out. This is browser-based Outlook from which you're checking it, right? What about if the Outlook is installed already in the Windows 11? Because mainly you will be checking from here. If your Outlook is available in Windows 11, it says that all set. So MS Office is actually installed. I need to go to search. In fact, I'm gonna go to Windows icon here, and yeah, there is Outlook here. I need to open the Outlook in my Office. Suppose this is my Office Windows 11, right? And I'm gonna be using continuously this Outlook in my Office laptop. So every employee is given a laptop, right? And you can work from home, so you just need internet connection, and you're always connected. So it's just searching for MS Office. So it says sign in to create account, or I have a product key. No, skip sign in for now. Hey, I want to sign in or create. So I'm gonna sign in, right? So I'm gonna click this button, and saying that okay, just put your uh, information, although it should take the information from here because I'm already logged in from this account, but it didn't take that information from here. So it's asking mailbox information right now to activate Office. So if it's a E5 license, it's gonna activate for you. I'm gonna go to admin center. I am going to my logged in user, which is this, and I just need the full email address here so I don't have to type it. I'm an admin, and I'm gonna go to Windows 11, which is here inside my VMware workstation. and it is asking, hey, if you want to log in, you need to activate Office. So I'm saying, yes, I want to activate my Office and want to log in. So please check my E5 license and automatically activate for me. That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm not going to put any key here. I'm not supposed to put any key here because E5 license should provide a key, activation, Office activation key here in the background. It's supposed to do that. So it's done. Microsoft account successfully added. It says here, and this is the account. You want to add another mailbox? Yeah, you can do, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to click done here. It says set up Outlook mobile. No, I don't want to set up Outlook in mobile cell phone, but in fact, later we're going to be doing that too. How to, so you just download the Outlook in cell phone, your iOS or Android, and simply put your credentials and then you're in. So this Outlook, sorry, we ran into problem while connecting to your account because of a problem with your computer's clock. Please make sure that it's set to the correct date, year, time, and time zone. So guys, that's why we correct the time of the machine or the Windows because then network services don't work. And now Outlook is saying that this is now the fonts are really, 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 really small. So I'm just gonna fix that too for the application. But my time is wrong here, and if the time is wrong, it will not let me do anything else. Okay, so it says here license accepted. See, I didn't have to put any key to activate the Office. It just detected the E5 license and an Office key was provided automatically here. So I'm just gonna click accept and close. And okay, guys, this is very small font showing here in Windows. So I'll go for display settings and hopefully I'll be able to um, just display. It's too small for me as well. Uh, oh yeah, it is display settings. Night HDR scale 25. Oh wow. Okay, everything is now much, much, much bigger. Wow, bigger. Okay, like too big now. So I'm gonna fix the time as well. And time notification settings, do not disturb is on. Adding a new featured Windows. And okay, it's time. So system, I'm gonna go to system and really time. Search for time, change time zone. Yeah, I clicked the change time zone, set on automatically 4:50 p.m. It's wrong. Oh, east. Well, the time zone is correct. It's Eastern time, US and Canada. Set time automatically. I turned it off, and it's not July 15. Oh, that's when I installed the Windows change here. So it's July 22, 2023, and it's 11:39 a.m. So 11:39 a.m. change. It should have automatically picked it up, but it didn't. So I just changed it to the correct time. Now my Outlook should be okay. Right? So I'm gonna close that. Yeah, there you go. So it's big now. Oh, it still says activate. Outlook hasn't been activated. To keep using Outlook without interruption, activate by July 20. I'm on July 22 now. So I'm going to click activate here, but I don't want to put a key and I should not be putting a key. It should just take the key from my E5 account. The thing that you may have noticed is IT support. So this is the mailbox, which is going to be mainly used in the office. You will also use that in the office, and some of you are in the office every day. You are using this, but nobody, uses Outlook in browser or web client. But you can see also that not only all the folders are showing here, but also the other mailbox is showing here as well. So this is the inbox of your mailbox, but you also have a shared mailbox attached to your Outlook. Once you are added to shared mailbox delegation, um, this is how the shared mailbox then automatically appears in your downloaded Outlook. So online Outlook, you have to remotely connect, which I showed you here, the online Outlook. So if you go here, then you connect from here, right? But when you are in Office Outlook, then it just appears within the mailbox. So it's more easier. Everything is easier when you're using Outlook, MS Office Outlook, which is downloaded. Think is easier. Okay, anyway, so this is the environment. Now we have gone through shared mailbox, we have checked it, and the user can see his or her own emails as well as the mailbox that he or she has access. So that mailbox inbox is separate, where only the support mailbox related emails will be coming. Here, user's personal email will be coming, right? So that's shared mailbox. I'm going to go back here and in Exchange. So we were talking about shared mailbox, and that shared mailbox has um, know that information. Then there is export mailboxes, and there is mail flow setting here. Suppose we go for mail flow setting, so it's message size restriction. We already talked about that: email forwarding, message size restriction, message delivery restriction in last class. So you want to restrict that. Suppose some user is actually abusing the system, and Alex suppose is sending emails that are having huge attachments. Obviously he's going to have error, and he's saying that no, 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 I want to be able to send emails with large attachments. And so you can increase the message size restriction, but and that is 35 megabyte already. You can go sent messages is maximum 35 MB, nearly 36 MB megabyte, and then received messages can also have 36 megabyte, nearly 37 megabyte email attachments, right? Full email size could be this, but you can change from here for any user. Export mailbox here, suppose there's a Dell mailbox here, and I've selected it, and then I go for oh, okay. So it's not per mailbox. You can just click export mailboxes, and it's only .csv file. So it's just how many mailboxes you have. It's not like all the emails of a mailbox are exported here. If I open that .csv file here, so it's how many mailboxes are there, and pretty much a lot of information here, that which country, which department, and when was the last time they connected, and all the Active Directory information, like what are the phone numbers, postal codes of the user whose mailbox is downloaded. So pretty much all the information is there in this CSV if you want to export that information. Now, other than that, there is groups here, and groups have very interesting information here. Microsoft 365 mailbox, group mailbox you can create. You can create distribution list, which is very common. That's what you create for departments, distribution list for DL. Then there is dynamic distribution list, and then there is mail enabled security uh, group mailbox. So there are groups here for mailboxes as well. We commonly use that, or you have been using that before as well online. Suppose you have a Yahoo Mail group or Gmail group where there are thousands of users or 50 or 40 users are added there, right? Um, Now, what is Microsoft 365 group? And first of all, what is email group? So email group is obviously that you have one email address. So I'm just gonna quickly add that here. So you have one email address. Suppose it's sales department. and you create a group called sales department, sales department email group. So all the and the sales department has maybe too many employees, too many. Oh, way to say that. Too many just means that suppose there are 5K, 5,000 users there. So 5,000 users, mailboxes are added to this department. Now, sales department group, when it is created, so obviously there will be an email given to it. So it's going to be sales. Or suppose you go for underscore or dot, up to you. Sales department at companyname.com, right? And the 5K users mail or mailboxes, they're all added to this group. We're just going to add a group now. So the benefit here is that when an email is sent to a group, that email can be read by all the users, the 5,000 users, instead of you're sending email to all 5,000 users by writing, oh, that is Sandy, that is Bob, that is Dell. You keep on adding those to the two, yeah, and then you send an email to all the users. But you wanted to send that email to all the sales department users, right? So if there's a group created, you would ask that, hey, is there a group for sales department users because I want to send email to all employees of sales department only. And the sales department secretary says, yes, we have a group here and all our users are added there. So you ask for a group address. This is a group address. You send an email to that. All 5,000 receive that email. So that's the definition. Well, that's the benefit of having a group. You don't have to then write all the names separately. But yes, if you want to send email to 10 users out of 5,000, then yes, you have to add those mailboxes separately in here. So when you're sending email to, so you create a new email here, and then you then start adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 email addresses, or you just go to two and then check all the email addresses here. This is the GAL global address list where all the mailbox contact information is there. So you can one by one select, or you can select a group. Now, how to select, uh, how to create a group, and what types of groups are there, right? So there are group types here. Um, email group types, right? So there are email groups types there, and you can see that there are, um, ugh, where is it? There it is. So there are Microsoft 365. This is collaboration related group. Um, I'm going to be obviously explaining that, and we're going to be creating all types of groups here. But with Microsoft 365 email group, you can attach other applications to that group as well. So that is mainly called collaboration group, which means you're collaborating in Teams. So Teams is connected to this group. The SharePoint site is connected to this group, and many other applications are connected to this group. And we're going to see how it works and what are the benefits of that. But it's mainly called collaboration group. And what we need to understand here is that this email group has many attached applications to it when you create a group. But when you go to distribution list, so distribution list is just a simple email group where it's just to send and receive emails to the group. And when you send the email to the group, it goes to all the members. When a member sends an email to the group, it goes to all the members. So it's a simple email group, nothing else. Dynamic distribution list is obviously we're going to be doing all the labs. This is just a brief intro. Dynamic distribution list is if you have very, very large group, then how do you add or remove users to those groups? And now we have done a lab on dynamic groups in Azure Active Directory. So this is dynamic distribution list. It's pretty much the same idea. Suppose somebody is a member of sales department. As soon as you put in the for the user, As soon as you put, why don't I just go there directly? Adele here, right? So dynamic distribution group is, suppose you go to the manage contact information of Dell and you put in the department sales. So she will be automatically added to the sales email group. Well, dynamic distribution just simply checks the Azure Active Directory um, values there for the user contact information values, and whatever you told the dynamic distribution group that hey, if check for anyone whose department value sales, automatically add that user to this distribution list. And for marketing, they would be the same. Administration department, they would be the same. But that's the main idea behind it. We're going to be doing the whole lab. That if you have huge amount of users, this is for very large companies, then you use this. Automatically add the users if their Azure Active Directory property value is this. So it automatically just adds. You don't have to manually add. In these, we have to manually add users to the group, right? Main enable security group also, it's a security group is main enabled as well. What is the purpose of a security group? It lets you access resources. Um, it allows you to access resources. Security group is, suppose you want to add 5 people want to print something. They need to be added to the printer. So those you will create a security group for 5 people, and you will add that group to that printer. So all 5 people will get access to the printer instead of adding one person, second person, third person, fourth person. You just add the group to the printer. All 5 members of that group gets access. So that's a security group. It helps you give access to resources. But that same group, you can mail enable it as well. It means, hey, we already created a group. Why? Suppose there are 5 people, right, in this group. You want to also email those 5 people regularly as well. So instead of creating a separate distribution list, which is another email group for those same 5 people, why don't you just simply create a main level security group, because those 5 people need to be given access from time to time to different resources. Also, those same 5 people, you need to keep sending emails as well. So, main level security group does 2 things. It gives access to users, resources, and you can also email them. So 2 in 1, 2 major features in one. That's main enable security. So we're going to be testing obviously all of those features as well. First, we're going for Microsoft 365 group here. And this is also called a collaboration group. When I click add a group here, so then it starts giving you information about all the groups, right? So Exchange Admin Center, and these are the types of groups. I'll just put it here as well. Group types. And it then explains that as well. Allows teams to collaborate by giving them a group email and a shared workspace for conversations, files, and calendars. In Outlook, these are called groups. So Microsoft 365, they're also called collaboration groups. There are learn more about group types. I'm going to click that, and this is a good document for that explains pretty much all types of groups there. So Microsoft main enabled dynamic membership in Azure AD. So first of all, Microsoft 365 groups are used for collaboration between users, both inside and outside your company. They include collaboration services such as SharePoint and Planner. Microsoft Teams uses Microsoft 365 groups for membership. So Microsoft Teams is connected to the email group as well. So Teams is used for what? For sending for meetings and conferences. Teams is used for meetings and conferences, while the email group is used for sending and receiving emails. So these are totally different functionalities, but they are then mapped together. So suppose you add here 20 members in the Microsoft 365 email group. Their teams automatically gets created, and those suppose 20 members are also automatically added to the Microsoft Teams as well, right? So that's the benefit of another app or another app's feature also gets created. It's a feature. Microsoft Teams gets created, which is a different app, and Outlook is a different app. But this same users get membership in Microsoft Teams as well automatically. That's why it's called collaboration group as well. So let's create first a collaboration group, and this is just the Daffy and Nation of this. So I'll just do that here, Microsoft group. Let's create that as well and check out how does it look like. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go to Exchange, and then so Microsoft 365 group. I'm going to keep it selected and click Next. And then yes, it is for which department or team or what purpose. So you can just name it like that. Suppose it's we already created sales department, and so sales email group, but you don't really need to put email. It's just for understanding here that it's an email group, because we have other security groups as well that are also called sales group. So I'm just putting some name here, sales email group. Next, now it says first you have to assign an owner. Who's going to be the owner of this group? So I'm gonna select someone here. Suppose I'm the owner of this group. Suppose I'm in sales department. Then first you have to select owner, then you select members, right? Owners, members. So owner can remove or add member and manage the whole group. So I'm gonna click next, and now I'm gonna add members. And yeah, so whichever members, Asaya, Henrietta, Grady. So some random users are supposed members of this group. I'm just gonna click next, and it says, hey, group email address. So now you need to give a actual email address for this group, right? So it's going to be what we have. Actually, I copied that, so it's in the clipboard. So Control V, sales email group at whatever the domain. So this is the address. Obviously, this has to be correct, because if anyone wants to send an email to the group members, they have to know this address. Is it a public group or is it a private group? So when we go for that, public groups can be joined by everyone without getting approval from a group owner. Anyone can access the group content, right? And private group aren't open for everyone to join. Them and group owners are the ones that can add members. Them. Only members can access the group content. So yeah, public group, anyone can join, anyone can see what the emails are going on, and the private group is that only the owner of the group can add you or remove you from the group. I'll keep it public. Actually, they are always private because if it's a sales department would not want any marketing department or security department or administration department people to be seeing their activities, right? So it's not their concern, right? So that's why it's like that. So it's private. Create a team for this group, and so you can see that another application, Teams, is a totally different application, and the Outlook is a totally different application, but so the same members, for the same members, a team will also be created. That's the specialty of this group. That another application also will be created, because the same users may want to have meetings and conferences. So they would say, hey, can you create a team for us as well? So if you're creating this group, not only that they would be sending email and receiving emails, but their team will be automatically created for them. Majority of the groups, they do want team created for them as well, so they could chat, they could do meetings and conferences as well. I'll click next, and then I'm going to create group. So we're talking too much about Teams, Teams, Teams. So I'm just gonna go down to Windows 11 and here close everything. I click the close button. It hurt that. So I'm just gonna go down to Windows icon, and whenever it decides to open, and I'm gonna search for Teams. So these are the two things you must keep open all the time. So Microsoft Teams is there. I'm just gonna click that, and normally users just pin it there. I'm gonna right click here, and right click again. Oh, it's not going to right click because okay, pin to taskbar, right? Because I would always need to open or keep the Outlook open because I would want to check email all the time. And I would also want to keep Teams open as well. Okay, get Microsoft Teams work or school. Welcome to Teams. Why this is not okay? So I'm just gonna click sign in. In Office, what happens is it just signs it automatically without asking all this. But okay, anyway, there's something fishy going on. I need to copy paste the email address and everything because Outlook and Teams go side by side. You need to chat right away with someone, so you need to have Teams open all the time. Outlook, obviously, the company backbone for business, so you need to email always as well. I'm just gonna quickly copy my. Okay, this group has been created, and I'll click close. While this group has been created, I'm gonna go to Admin Center just to get my mailbox here. Control C, and then I'm going to go back to my Windows because I need to start Teams as well, and I need to keep Teams started all the time. You can't sign in here with a work or school account. Use, but this is a personal account. That's why it was saying that. So get Microsoft Teams work or school. You know the Teams work or school should have been downloaded MS Office, but somehow it did not do that. So that's why now first you have to search team, you have to click it, open, and then it says, oh, you want work and or school teams, and then that's separate. So this means that it had opened that teams that was personal teams, not work or school. So download for desktop. Hmm, that sucks. I downloaded that. I'm sure that other teams is there as well. Uh, I'll click more. Oh, it did not download teams. You're kidding me. It's just showing the recommended one. Ha, 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 ha. Okay. Go for search and team. There's only one team here. I did not download that. So download teams. Okay. So work or school. And it's gonna download that. Then I'm gonna install it, and then it's gonna ask for a CW. This is the team setup. I'm clicking it, and it's gonna install Teams. But it does install Teams with MS Office well, in my office. Uh, it's supposed to do that because Teams is part of MS Office, I guess. It is actually. I'll take that. So I'm just gonna click that. Okay, so well, this Teams is getting it's installing Teams, and then yeah, where it asks for username password. So we're gonna take a break. and then we come back. But if you're following the labs, then you must have Outlook open and you must have Teams open. I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff with that later. So while it is installing, okay, let it be. We're gonna take a break. So break and class starts um, 12:06, 12:16, 12:26, 12:26. All right, I'll pause recording and mute mic. Resume. Ring O and K. Um, so what we need to do is, we were exploring the collaboration mailbox, and okay. Microsoft 365 groups are used for collaboration between users both inside and outside your company. They include collaboration services such as SharePoint and Planner. Microsoft Team uses Microsoft 365 groups for membership. So first of all, we created a group, right? And that is called Microsoft 365 email group. And why did it get suspended, the machine? Okay. So while this is getting unsuspended, now if we go back here, where is that group? So I'm just going to go to Exchange Online, and we were in the recipients and we were in the groups. Then there's a Microsoft 365 distribution list, dynamic distribution list, and mail email security group. We went for Microsoft 365, we created add a group, and then we created a group. It's called sales email group, right? Now this sales email group, if I click that, so it is supposed to have a Teams also created with it. But I want to confirm one more thing. If a SharePoint site was also created. Now, SharePoint is a different application, Teams is a different application, and Outlook is a different application, right? So when we created the Outlook group, it created a Teams for it as well. So we're expecting that when we go to Teams administrator, we should be finding a team created by this name. We can confirm that even now. So where do we go and confirm that? So we're going to go to admin center. We are in the admin center here, and we can go down oh, actually this is Exchange Admin Center. I'm going to go to the admin center, which is Microsoft 365 admin center, right? And in the admin center, I'm going to be going to Microsoft Teams. There's the Teams, and then so the Teams admin center we are opening for the first time here, and that's why it's just taking time to open. But we're going to be exploring all that when time comes. But right now we're just going to Teams and then manage teams here, because all the teams that gets created are showing here. And yes, you can see here, sales email group is so there's a team that got created called sales email group, and it doesn't show how many members. Yeah, but it's supposed to show. It's supposed to have the same number of members. If I click that sales team here, yeah, it's showing all those members that I added in the email group, and that is the different application, the Outlook. In the Teams also, it is created here. So I can show you the Teams as well. Because I'm added here, so I will be able to see that once my Teams application is configured inside my Windows 11 machine that is connected to this Azure Online. So remember that before the break, we were actually downloading that Windows. Oh, I hope I remember my pin. My God. Oh, version has failed. You're kidding me. So I was installing Teams here, so I could show you that because it's a collaboration app. So how does the team really look like? Um, so, but the thing is that it did not actually install the Teams when the whole MS Office set of tools and applications were being installed, which is very, very weird. I'm going to go back to this area which is the login area of Microsoft 365 when you log in for the first time, or whenever you log in, the first page that appears here is this. Um, and here there was install apps um, button here that I clicked. I need to explore some more there that why Teams was not showing or why Teams didn't get installed. The Teams for work or school. So wow, that's too big. I'll try to make it smaller. I could see the whole screen. Okay, I'm well that install apps option will come one day here. One day, Monday or Sunday. Monday or Sunday. There you go. So install apps, and if I click that, so it was showing me two options here. So I clicked that option before. Now I'm going to go for other install options. And what it does is it just shows what else can I download and some permissions regarding download as well. And yeah, the keys and everything. So view apps and devices, I want, which is here. So I want to see that how many apps I have access to. Skype for Business, separate, and oh, you're kidding me. There's no theme here. And that's the weirdest thing ever. Uh-huh. Skype for Business. No, I don't need that. But and that's just the languages, how many devices I have it on, just one device. But it doesn't have Teams. So the version of our Office that I have doesn't have Teams. So I have to definitely separately install Teams. In fact, I can know from one more area, one more settings that if I go for apps here, I log in, this is the page that I back to. So yeah, oh, Teams is there. So online Teams I can use, but I cannot download it. Wow, so that really sucks. But I'm just gonna click Teams here anyway. And you can use Teams, the browser-based Teams, and you can have a downloaded Teams as well. Oh, what is this? Oh, it did download that, but there was an error. It did download that. Really? Oh yeah, it did. Okay. Oh, okay, I don't need to, or maybe that is, no, that is the correct one, for the work or school. So this is the team I wanted to show you, and I would want you to keep this team app open, those who are following the lab, because that's something that we will be using a lot. Which account am I logged in from? Obviously, if I just check that out here, so one day, Monday or Sunday, it's gonna open and show me. But where's the team that I? Yeah, there you go. See, sales and email group team has also been created here, and that's how it looks like. and there you can have new conversation and hello. So all the group members who have teams open will see my hello, because in this team, how many members are there? There's supposed to be 4 members. If I click the 3 dots against that team, so there is a manage team here. Um, if I click the members, so manage teams, it just gives me the list of members, and these are those same members. The owner is my user account, and the other members that I added are exactly those same members for which I created the Microsoft 365 group. So a team also got created, and there you can do conferences and meetings and chat with these guys. So that's what I wanted to show you, that Microsoft 365 group, when you create, it's all collaboration. I don't need to open browser-based team now because it's already actually installed. I don't need the personal team. You can see that there's a personal team that we don't need to use, and then there's the team for work and school. So I'm just gonna right-click here and pin this one to taskbar as well. So I needed the Outlook, so I pinned it to the taskbar, and I needed the for school team. I don't need the personal team, so I'm just gonna right click and close this. Okay, so these two should be, well, my suggestion is to put them on the pin to the taskbar. So because we always need these two all the time during the office time. Also, you see that there's a shared mailbox that we have created, and it shows like this here. And now we know that we can also access our shared mailbox by connecting to our mailbox and then going to the open another mailbox, right? Anyway, we've done that already, and I think I opened it multiple times. That's why it's showing that. We're talking about groups right now. So group has been created, and it does this group work. It's pretty simple. You can go to your mailbox here, the Outlook from here, or from the Office Outlook. In fact, I can use this Office Outlook. I'm going to create a new email. I want to email to that group, right? So that would be sales underscore email underscore group. I think that was the name. If that's the name, then well, I'll go to Teams and actually find it out. Because indexing service may be slow in the background. So if I go for sales here in the global address list, so this is GAL global address list, and anything sales, and I'll click this arrow. Yeah, there you go. Sales email group is there now, and I'll just double click it. It's going to be added to 2, and then press OK. Now it's here, and then I'm going to go for um, sending test email to members, and yeah, so whatever you want to put there, I'm just going to click send. So I should be getting this email as well, my mailbox, because I am part of that group as well. And those other members should also be getting that. In fact, one of the members, I don't think I logged in from another member. So I'll just uh, go to, maybe I closed it. So in new private, I had added another member. But the thing is that the members get the email when you try to send email to the group. I'll log in from one member. I think I was logged in from that was Justin Bieber. Let me add Justin Bieber to this email group so we can do some other experiments as well. I'll go to this email group here in Exchange Admin Center email group, and I'm going to go to members, and I'm going to view and manage members. I know that Justin is not there, so I'm just going to add members and add Justin as and well. So just in. Oh, you just got in. Okay. So it's just in. Justin is just in this box. Ah, huh. Okay. So now Justin is there, and he's part of this group. So I'm just gonna send one more email here, and that I'm sending from my Outlook, browser-based Outlook, and sales. Now it should be. Oh, it's still not showing. It should just pop up sales underscore IT underscore group. Hmm, I like that. Okay, I'll just go to here as well and default global address list and put the name. And there you go. It's not there. Okay, all groups. Excuse me. What? You're kidding me. All users, all distribution lists. Sale. Anything sale. There you go. So click it, save. Oh, it was supposed to be in two, but so I'll go for all distribution groups. There it is, and plus it should be here in two. And then I click save. Now it's here as well. And then again, testing two, testing two. Okay. So sending email to the sales group, and just in Bieber is also part of the group, so he should be receiving that email. So it's JB, right? So I'll go to his Outlook. Yeah. So you've joined the sales group. Well, that's the you've joined sales group, but it's not. It's a welcome email. But when somebody is added to the group, the welcome email comes, and the user is notified that you've been added to this group. And then, well, I'll refresh that, and one day, Monday or Sunday, the email will also arrive here. Okay, sorry. Okay, so yeah, emails are really, really, really always slow, I guess. That email will arrive one day, or Monday or Sunday. Anyway, I'm gonna go back here and I'll keep visiting this area. And let's go for more features. It's pretty simple and straightforward. Yes, you got Microsoft 365 group created. You got a team created for that too. And we saw that that team is also here. And those same members are in the team as well. In fact, now Justin Bieber is here as well. So what I can do is I can open Justin Bieber's teams there, and then I can say hello here from my username. This is my username here. But I'm just going to make sure that Justin Bieber is also added, or Justin is also showing there in the members list, so I could say hello in Teams, and that it uh, should show there. Yeah, so he is showing there as well. So if now I go to um, Teams posts, so hi there, enter, then I minimize this and go to in private where just in mailbox is open. Hey, it's the second in private. Oh, those two in privates are there. Okay, and there I'm going to go to Outlook and his online teams, his browser-based teams I'm opening. So it's his browser-based allow. Okay. Oh, come on, you're gonna ask for MFA, which is a good thing. And Justin Bieber's password here. Yes, stay signed in. Skip MFA, which is very bad idea in a production environment in a company. And now Microsoft Teams is loading. So because Justin is already added to Teams, it says here stay in the note, turn on notifications. I'll dismiss that. Don't send me notifications. I'll close this as well. And now it's Justin's Teams has already opened. And activity is that Amir added you to sales group. And yes, there's hi there as well. So Justin can reply, hello. And yeah, so this is how a conversation can happen between that. So I'm gonna go back to my Teams in the Windows 11, and yes, Justin replied to my Teams. So you can see that Teams is open and people can chat with each other. And yes, there could be meeting as well between two people there. But obviously, when Teams topic comes, then we're gonna go in detail and do Teams meetings as well. So let's go back for Microsoft 365. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the Microsoft 365 group. I'm going to go for distribution list. We're going to create a distribution list as well. I'm going to click add group here. It's pretty straightforward. Nothing, uh, no rocket science involved. So distribution here and click next. And there's that marketing. I'm just adding the name of the group so we could see right away. Marketing distribution list group. So it's we don't name it like that in production environments. This is just to explain that this is how it is. And then yes, the whole you know process of creating a group, you need to assign an owner, then you have to assign some members, and in members you have to add members, and then I'll go for the people that are already whose mailboxes are logged in, and also I think Alex's mailbox is also logged in. Add. So whatever members you add here, and then is it an open group, is it a closed group, or owner approval group? You can just decide that. Also, I needed that name. Oh, I did copy that, so I can paste it here as well. Right click and paste. And allow people outside of my organization to send email to the distribution group. Now, this is something that was not there with Microsoft 365, but I think that should also let so anyone from Gmail can send an email to this group or not. So this is that thing. So I'm just saying that yes, allow outside people to send email to this distribution list as well, but you can always uncheck that as well. Is it an open group or is it a closed group? Anyone can join this group without owner approval. This is open or closed. Only group owners can add members. Requests to join will be automatically declined. Uh, Owner approval. Anyone can request to join this group and owners must approve the request. So closed means that only owner can manually add someone, but anyone requests to join will be totally declined. But here, if you request it, the request will go to owner and it's up to the owner to approve or not. So leaving the group also, it's open, anyone can leave, or you want to leave, you don't have the leave button there. Only you can request owner, hey, I want to leave. And if the owner says, okay, I'll let you go, then only you leave that group. So all these features are there for distribution list, but it does not create a teams with it. So it's not a collaborative email group. So I'm just gonna click next. And this is an old style group. This is how we used to work actually. And create group here. We've added the members, we've added the owner, and using groups to collaborate effectively, edit group settings. Yeah. So I'm gonna click close. So distribution list will be showing up here. You keep refreshing. Yeah, there you go. So now marketing distribution list, we can just confirm. First of all, you don't see Teams icon here, but if I go to Microsoft 365 type of groups, and then that's what we created here. So you do see here Teams icon, right? But in distribution list, it's a simple email group. That's it. Okay. And second thing is, well, can we email from outside to this group? So again, we're gonna check now if this group is allowing sending and receiving emails. So I'm going to go back to my uh, mailbox here, and write another, go to that new email, and then to two. and then to distribution lists. It already shows there, marketing distribution list. So I'm just gonna click plus sign. It adds to do area. Then I click save. Now I'm ready to send an email. Now this email I'm sending here, but I'm also CCing my outside Gmail here, right? So itguyme@gmail.com. Just to test sending back. Um, but this group name will be also in Gmail. Then I can select that group name and send email from outside. And does the email arrive in this group from outside of organization or not? That's what I'm trying to prove here. So that's testing distribution list
So
and
is
control
this
it.
browser based?
Yeah, this is the browser based. I'm sending email, but it will work the same way here as well. It's pretty much the same thing. What I'm doing there, I can do in Outlook here, just new email and then put the to and then send email. Pretty much the same thing. So it's not,
It makes all the time,
yeah.
it's hard to, recognize. So if you can tell that this is from Windows 11 or this is from browser.
Oh yeah, sure. It's from Windows. Right now it's browser based. Although, when I'm using browser, you should know that it's browser based, and when I'm using, you're seeing it, right? But anyway, if it's still confusing, so I'll say that too. Okay, so this is not Windows 11 Outlook. This is browser based right now. So it's pretty easy to see, there's a browser here. So anyway, I'm gonna send that from browser, and it's gone from there. So undeliverable. Are you kidding me? So undeliverable wasn't found. Okay, so I think I sent an email too soon. Um, when we create a distribution list, as I said before as well in the office, when we create a distribution list, we tell them, hey, give it 15 to 20 minutes for background synchronization to take effect. So then the users actually try it after half an hour in the office. So here I'm trying after 2-3 minutes of creating it. So that's a bad practice. When you create a group, it's like that. You have to give it time. Oh,
Excuse me, sir. We
yep.
just have a couple of questions. I have
Sure.
two questions. So my first question is this. Uh, I just want to like to know the difference between the share mailbox and the distribution group or distribution list, to say. That's my first. Then my second question is this. The a share mailbox, you attach the share mailbox to user email, a user Outlook mail. So you now have that you can be able to switch between share mailbox and your own Outlook inbox.
Oh, then you missed the first part of the lecture today, because
Oh,
we did a whole
sorry.
lab on shared mailbox. But I showed that when you go to this is your own mailbox, this is a user mailbox, and then you go here and you go open another mailbox. If you've been added to the shared mailbox as a user, then when you go to open mailbox and type this IT underscore, I think, what was it? Oh, support. So then when you click open, so it opens like this in the other tab, and it is IT support box, right? So it's like this. And then yeah, this user is working inside IT support mailbox as well as IT support mailbox. And it looks in Windows 11 uh, as this. So IT support mailbox gets added. This is a shared mailbox. It gets added in your mailbox like this. So that's how to access in Windows 11 Outlook and browser-based Outlook. Browser-based Outlook, it just opens another tab. Windows 11 Outlook, it gets added within the Outlook as another folder here. That's how to access. But the second thing, oh, the first question was that what's the difference between shared mailbox and distribution list? So
Exactly.
Yeah, so distribution list is, first of all, shared mailbox has send as permission. So you talk as the mailbox itself. That was also all covered in the first part before the break. But distribution list, when you send an email through distribution list, so it's the user also is shown there when you are, in fact, if I just go for somebody's article, that would just go better. But definitely that's a good question, that hey, when we have a distribution list, why do we need a shared mailbox as well? So I'm just going to put here difference between shared mailbox and distribution list. I already shown that there's a send as permission between the that within the shared mailbox. But yes, there's a full article on that. Distribution lists have been announced around since 1989. And what is distribution list? So distribution list is an email address that is used to message a group of recipients rather than using the CC function and manually adding every address. Okay, that was pretty straightforward. But shared mailboxes fill the gaps between distribution lists and shared inboxes. If you need readers to be able to interact with your team but don't necessarily need a full suite of features, this may be a good option for your team. So, whatever gaps are there in a distribution list, shared mailbox fills it up. Shared mailboxes are a step up from distribution lists as they enable mutual communication. So, whereas a distribution list allows for information to be disseminated but not discussed, shared mailboxes enable users to reply to messages and let anyone who has access to the mailbox see those responses. So, mailboxes, I explained before the break that we can add 4 users, 10 users there, suppose, and then any of the users can take over the conversation and talk to the end user that we are responding to. While in this distribution list, so everyone receives that, and anyone whoever is responding. So it's not like a conversation within a distribution list, while it is a conversation or it's separately titled there in a shared mailbox. But there's not a very big difference between the two. There are a few different ways that shared mailboxes can be enacted. Some companies may use a single mail account, such as through Google or Outlook, where everyone uses the same username password to log in. That, however, is, I don't know what he's talking about here, but I'll just go to the main points here. The meaning that okay, this is not very good article that I can show you because it has lots of details, and we have to. Does it make sense to use shared mail? There you go. So shared mailboxes are an excellent option for teams that need to have conversations with their email recipients. While there's a less reporting with shared mailboxes than with some other email strategies, there are a ton of benefits. So what's the benefit of shared mailbox, or why is it better to use for support teams, especially a shared mailbox instead of a distribution list? So small teams that don't have a considerable budget can afford a shared mailbox. So first of all, shared mailbox, um, it is for those companies who don't have a lot of budget for purchasing more licenses. They can use shared mailbox. Shared calendar functionality makes it easy to schedule group events or gain additional team insights. Now, calendar is a separate topic that we're going to be discussing, and we're going to be doing a lab on that. When you create a shared team there, so shared calendar also is something that is beneficial. Although, um, question here would be, does a distribution list have a calendar as well? So shared mailbox has a calendar. Does distribution? So calendar, what is the benefit of calendar? Obviously, um, about that shared mailbox, that which IT team member is available, or will the IT team be supporting you on public holiday? So you can put it on the calendar as well. Or there's a meeting between the IT team support and others. So that is something that you can all there. So is the calendar there? Let me just quickly confirm that for you. Shared mailbox. Shared mailbox has, we're in the shared mailbox. I didn't have to use a calendar for shared mailbox, but if I go to calendar, I'm gonna try to open a calendar for, so there's a shared calendar here. And if I go there, new calendar, add calendar is not here. So I'll just quickly go for, yeah, add a calendar. So from address book, now is there a calendar for um, the group that distribution list that we created, and is there a calendar for shared mailbox? So shared mailbox is IT underscore support, and does it have? Yes, it has a calendar. So this means that you can, uh, you know, I this is IT team support. This is the calendar for that. So IT team support, you can have that. But if you go for add a calendar here, I just created a distribution list marketing. If I just go marketing, enter marketing distribution list group, we can add the calendars for everyone in the distribution list marketing group. Please add each calendar individually. So the distribution list itself does not have a calendar. It says that if you want to add a calendar, suppose there are 10,000 users, right? In a very large company, and sales department only has 10,000 users. So they're saying that add the calendar of each user to your list, and then schedule meetings with them. So there's one benefit here, that shared mailbox has a calendar and distribution lists or email groups don't have a calendar. uh, and if I go back here, uh, there are no occasional user accounts to secure, manage, or license. So there's also a shared mailbox. Basically, you don't need to apply a license to shared mailbox. They are supposed to be free. But then also, the distribution list also, you don't have to put a license. So not a very big difference there. It's just that suppose you create a distribution list for IT team, it's gonna work as well. It doesn't have a calendar. That's where you go, and very small differences are there. So you want to create a IT support for a distribution list. Yes, you can go ahead and do that. But we in our company, in many other companies, when it's IT support team or any support team, we always use shared mailbox. Suppose there's a uh, some announcements that we need to put, we then also create a shared mailbox for that. We can control that properly. And yeah, since the question is here, let me just show you one more thing here about the shared mailbox, which we have already seen. IITs underscore support, that when you go there, so there's a delegation here. So there's a send as. Now when you send an email, any member sends an email, so it goes as IT support. Well, in the distribution list, when you send an email, it you see that which user is sending that email. Um, and second thing is, yes, it's just read and manage. The users can actually manage the whole mailbox. They can delete any email they want, and they can manage the whole mailbox. While distribution list is just an address, right? It's not like a separate mailbox that you need to have access. You can just add members to that, but it's not like you can, other than the owner, you cannot really have that kind of control in distribution list that you have in shared mailbox. So very small differences are there, but um, in companies they do prefer to use shared mailbox, which have more control, and for small teams it's very good. For support teams, they prefer to create shared mailbox instead of distribution list. So, but you can just Google it and YouTube it as well, that what other differences are there. I don't see a lot of differences, but you will see that shared mailboxes are mostly preferred for support teams. Okay, hopefully, but I haven't really um, saw any big differences. Just giving you the preference in the companies.
Hey, thank you so much, and
No,
apologies for that.
no problem. That's right. No, any question is welcome. Come. Okay. So here, and we were talking about um, the groups and distribution list. So not a big deal. I just wanted to test one thing here, and that is um, that from outside, can it receive email as well? So I'm going to be quickly sending an email from my other screen from Gmail, and that email should go to any of the recipient. So one of the recipient is Justin as well. So Justin is part of the sales email group, actually marketing email group, that is. And Justin should be receiving some email here. Actually, he's not receiving any email right now. What's wrong with it? Because I sent two emails till now, and Justin hasn't received that. So this means that if I go to other one, this is Justin, and this, oh, both are Justin. Seriously, I've opened two of them. But yeah, this user is really not receiving mail. So let me just send an email from this guy to someone. Okay, so it's a sales email group and marketing. I've added him on both actually. So marketing, go to two, go to distribution lists, and marketing is there. Because it's part of the sales group, so I'll just add both these email groups and save and test from just in and send. So he should be able to, uh, okay, good. So he sends to the distribution group because he's part of the distribution list. He also receives that. Um, okay, so that's and from outside I wanted to test, but then I realized that it might take like even more time for it to arrive. Haven't tested it with just this group, so I'll just remove this. I'm just testing if is already created or not. So testing back if this group is created already. Marketing, yes, it is created. So now I can test from outside as well. So I'm just gonna compose an email on my other screen, um, and that is Gmail. So effect. On my other screen, I am right now just putting the email address of this marketing distribution group, distribution list, Control C, 2, Control V, subject, testing from Gmail, and test from Gmail. And I'm just putting that again and send. So I sent an email from Gmail to this distribution list because we checked that option where it says it can receive email from outside when we were creating that distribution list, right? So I sent an email from outside just now to inside. So if I can show you here, so this is that from Gmail. I received from that group to Gmail I received, and I just put it back there as well. And hopefully it does arrive today. I'll just refresh that. But it's coming from outside. It's going to enter our Exchange online system. It could be blocked from by Exchange as well, that it's an outsider and it may be suspicious. We're going to be going through all those features of anti-spam as well, and on what grounds it can block some email, or it may be just slow that it's still coming, right? So right now Yeah, we've tested actually that what is distribution list. Let's go ahead. Again, it's not a big deal. You can just create a distribution list. It is not connected to Teams or any other, so it's not a collaborative email group, and it supports receiving emails from outside of organization as well. So that's just one of the few features, but this is what have been mostly used for last decade. Then there is a dynamic distribution list. This is only for very large, I mean, it's suitable for very large organizations, maybe 100,000 users or 200,000 users, I suppose, 50,000 users, something like that. I click add a group. Now I'm going to go for dynamic distribution here. I'm going to click next. Sends email to all members of the list. The group's membership list is updated every 24 hours based on the filters and conditions you set. So you tell the dynamic distribution list, suppose that check the Azure Active Directory and whoever's department value is sales, automatically add it to this group. Or whoever's department value or whoever's country is Canada, add it to that group. Or whoever's branch is Toronto, add it to that group. So you can put any kind of filters and conditions there, and it's going to automatically add members. Suppose there are new hires, and as soon as you put the department, suppose sales, and create that new user, as soon as that is done, well, actually, when you do create that, it does say that the update membership list gets updated 24 hours. So every 24 hours, it searches for any new user, and then it searches if its condition is met or not. Suppose you put the department value as sales, and this is a new user who just got created, and his department value is sales. So after 24 hours, that user will be automatically added to this distribution email distribution group. So let's go ahead and create that. And suppose it's administration, um, and this is what dynamic distribution group. Okay, so this is just a name that we put here for just an example. Otherwise, obviously in production environment, you don't put it like this. And then it says who's the owner. I'll just go for the locally logged in admin as the owner. And then it says that specify the types of recipients that will be members of this group. So all types of recipients will be members of this group. We're going to be going through all these other types of mailboxes as well, one by one. But all types of users will be added to this group. But what's the condition? That's where the beauty of dynamic distribution group comes, and you can see here company, department, and then any other value that you want. So suppose I go for whoever's department. We've done that before as well. Whoever's department is sales will be part of this group, and we know that if we go to admin center, if we go to this developer account that we created without the credit card, so it had I think 12 or 15 users already created. So if I go for suppose Brady and go for contact information here, his department value is R&D. Suppose I go for choose columns and I say that please show the departments of all the users. So how many are in sales? 1, 2, 3, 4. Total 4 users in this company, suppose, are in just a department called sales. One user is actually with sales and marketing. So, but I'm just putting the word sales there. Whoever has the word sales will be added automatically to this. We can also add another, and we can still add department, and then we can still say sales and marketing also. But we get the idea that okay, whoever's so you put a value there, and it looks for that value in this area in this window for all the users in Azure Active Directory. So I'm just going to click next, and well, I think I copied it. So yeah, administration dynamic distribution group. So we don't add members manually in this group. That's the beauty of it. Next, and create group. Now, once the group is created, click close, and then, yeah, it's gonna take time to create. But I've seen, I did create one group in my company as well, and at least it started showing members soon. So I'm just gonna go inside this group and check if it's showing the list of members already. No, this is just the view and manage owners. No owners, one owner is there. I will go to another area. It's the group here, right? It is supposed to show the members as well, but there's another way you can see that, and that is from admin center and then teams and groups and active teams and groups and administration is oh yeah, it's actually taking us to oh, it doesn't show dynamic distribution list. Okay, yet there's yet another one, Azure Active Directory, which is now called identity. Let's go there. And there's groups here as well, all groups and administration. So I just created it now. That's why it's not showing yet here. So distribution list, right? Dynamic distribution was the name here. It's not yet here because it just got created. So yeah, it's all about refresh, 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 or just come back after 15, 20 minutes and then it gets created. But suppose I go for marketing distribution list, so it does show members, total users two, total members two, right? So just like that, if that group does appear, you will see, you can click that here and then it will show you how many members, and it's dynamic distribution, so automatically members will be and did. So members will be added. Anyway, it's gonna appear one day, Monday or Sunday. So here, I'm gonna go back to, so we're gonna be revisiting that obviously, but dynamic distribution list, you get the idea that how to configure it. And I'm gonna go for mail enabled security group. This one is doing two things at the same time, which is security group lets users, members of this users, its users get access to other resources, and then it is also going to send and receive emails. So same group doing two different tasks. I'm going to click add a group and I'm going to go for mail enabled security group. I'm going to click next, and that's suppose it's security underscore DEPT underscore mail enabled security group. Oh man, I should name it something different because security is just a department name, but it's also a security group. It should not be confusing then. So I'll go for management department, um, enable security group. Management 2, maybe if I've created already a management. Control A, Control C, Control V here, then next. And assign owners. So it's you just have to assign just like other previous groups, but other than the dynamic distribution group. Well, owner was also still assigned there, but members you have to add yourself. So I'll go for some other users plus just in. So that user is still selected because you can see the one here, right? If I go for Adele, it adds two. So just in is still selected, and Donald Trump 3 and Grady Archie add. So I've added some users, random users here. Next, and Control V. So that same group name here. allow people outside of my organization to send email to this mail-enabled security group. Up to you. You want to do it. And approval is required owner approval to join the group. So some features are, like previous group features, and some are there, some are not there. Next, and then I'll create a group. So this group does two things. It lets the users get access to resources, as well as let them send and receive emails. Two things it does, right? So mail enabled security group is here. Now, does this mail enabled security group uh, give access to resources or not? That's the question. Ta-da. Okay, so that's a question, right? Now, um, I just created it. So if I try to add it now to some resource, it may or may not appear. But the sync status is here as well. It should be, the cloud should be blue. Go here. It's not blue, it's white. And oh, even the older groups, all the sync status is that you have this group on premises as well, and then it is synchronized here or not. But otherwise, it's not that sync, which I was saying that did it get created in the background? Will it appear? I try to use it now. So first thing, is it a security group or not? So I'm going to try to add it to a resource and check it out. So which resource shall I add this group to? I'm going to go to Admin Center. I'm going to open another application called SharePoint. Where we're going to be going through SharePoint as well. So SharePoint is where you can create sites, and you can also collaborate with other users, um, and upload files and folders. So I'm going to go to some active site for the department, for the company. So always there's a default site called communication that gets created when you create a Microsoft 365 subscription. So once you click that site, there is that link here for the site, and it's going to open that site for the company. And only internal users, the employees who are authorized, can see the site. This is an intranet or internal company site. Now, if we go to documents, and I will upload some random document here because I need to give that security group access to this document, right? Just to show that, okay, this is how to give access, and see, it's a security group. So I'm gonna go for some random files here, and suppose it's a WebEx shortcut. I am adding just some file here, right? Oh, it's an exe file. It's secure. Anyway, so now if I go to the three dots here, and then I go to manage access here, and then so share or stop sharing or groups, I need to add this to it. So start sharing, and then share it with who. So now I'm going to go for that group control. So management department security group is there, and I'm able to, this link can't be sent because at least one recipient isn't valid. Yeah, I need this. Again, I'm doing this too soon. That group is not there yet, but we still grab that group's full email address. So at least I could try it. Maybe it's asking for, hey, which group is that? So I don't recognize it. Most probably it's not created yet. It I just put the full address of this group. If I click send, yes, it is shared. So it was the full address that it needed to recognize with. So it is shared, but can I do that with? I'm just trying to prove that it's a security group. That's why we were able to add it there, right? But if I go for other groups, it's can we add the other types of groups there? If I go to Microsoft 365 and I go to sales email group, so as far as the sending email is concerned, So if I go there, this is a sales email group as well, right? And it gets added, and when I click send, so this is just sending email, right? Now, this is not supposed to be the group that gives access to resources. Like only this group, mail enabled security group, this is the only one that lets you access sources. So my example that I am trying to prove that this is security group C, it lets you give access. No, it's kind of a wrong example in a way that whenever you give resources and access to resources in Microsoft 365, it actually sends an email to you. So being an email group, yes, the email will go to this group as well, which is not a security group. This is only a security group. So I need to come up with another example where you're able to use the security group, but you can to give access to its members, but you not able to use any other type of group which is not security group, give access to resources, right? So otherwise, the email was sent to both group. That doesn't mean that the access was given to this. So this example is wrong, but online this is the way to share resources with others. When we create a proper site, then we can do that. Then I can show you an example where, hey, see, other groups are not working, but this one is working. So I'll be try to think of an example. We're still continuing with this topic next class as well, obviously. So I'll think of another example for that. On premises, yes, I could add it to a printer. I could add it to a shared folder, and only the security group I'm able to add, but not the other distribution lists and other groups. I would not be able to add those. But here, they all send email, share resources. So email does go still this group, although this is not a security group. So I have to still search for an example where I could prove that, hey, this is a security group, but see, this one was not added, but see, this one was added. So yeah, I'll check after the class, and in next class, I'll show you again by revisiting this. But mail-enabled security group, one thing is that this group is specialized to be added to, we have in our production environment, we have a network printer. Every office has a network printer, right? So in that network printer, yes, this main-enabled security group can be added, and all the users will get access to the printer. But if you try to add any of those other groups, it will not be added to that network printer. If that printer is attached to Azure Active Directory for authentication. So that's where you can prove, but otherwise, or shared folders. Shared folders is also a on-premises thing. So yeah, so that's why its specialty in online environment, its specialty goes a little faded. Still, security groups are still used wherever applications are involved. Applications. Oh, okay. You know what? Let me just try one more thing here, just to prove that security group can be added, but distribution group cannot be added. So I'm going to go for identity, which is Azure Active Directory.
Excuse me, sir. Yeah. So I just I just need a bit of clarification on
Sure,
this.
sure.
For exchange, premises exchange, why is it that most companies now they don't use they're all migrating to the online exchange instead of on-premises exchange? Are they living it? What's the major difference there? That people they are leaving the on-premises exchange to online exchange.
Okay. Well, that is pretty clear. This is then a general question also, and the answer is general as well. That why are the companies going for cloud anyway? So the answer is same there. That in on-premises exchange, and I was an exchange administrator before in Scotiabank, way back. So we have physical servers there, and let me just grab that so we could picture it clearly. Suppose there's HP server. So we used to have these physical servers, And in fact, we used to purchase that first when we needed to deploy Exchange servers, and then we needed to install operating system. We needed to do a RAID 5, RAID 10, whichever RAID we wanted to create. First attach the disk, then attach the RAM, and then go for powering on the PC, then do a security hardening. Well, then install the operating system, then do a security hardening of the whole thing, run all the scripts to make it more secure, and then finally we would join it to domain, then install Exchange on top of that. Now, throughout the year, we have to take care of the hardware. If the disk is gone, then replace the disk right away. The amber light would show that the disk is gone, and then take it out and then put another disk right away, right? And then there is OS management. If OS has something wrong, the Exchange server installed, the application on top of it will also go down, because if OS goes down, if hardware goes down, OS goes down, the Exchange goes down as well, right? Or it could just fail over to another one. But we still have to maintain the hardware, the operating system, patch the operating system, restart that Exchange will also restart. Again, disruption there. So there were so many things that we were managing in on-premises Exchange. So Microsoft said that, hey, you just start using Exchange features. You don't have to worry about the hardware. You don't have to worry about the operating system patching. You don't have to worry about the upgrading of the hardware, the replacement of the tools of the hardware. Microsoft will do all this job on their side. You just simply log in and start using Exchange features. And mail flow was also an issue, that our company routers would be forwarding emails. The email would come to the branch but still would not reach there to the mailbox, and there would be virus attacks there if the security was low, antivirus was not updated maybe. So there was security, compliance, and maintenance of hardware and operating system. All that really made it a brilliant idea for the companies to move to Exchange Online, because then you don't have to worry about the whole list of things which are very expensive as well. So saving money and saving management headache, plus having lesser administrators to hire. So company saves money in all those areas. So that's why they are all moving crazily to Exchange Online. Exchange Online is really proven to be very, very effective and very good, very secure, and scalable as well, and highly available. So that's the reason overall. That's the reason for going to cloud as well. But, all this for other applications, databases also are going on online. All applications are going online. Azure Active Directory is online. So yeah, main reason is this, to save expenses and lessen the number of disasters that are happening. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. So guys, I was saying that security group, I wanted to prove that it's a security group and you can add it to any resource, while the other types of distribution list, suppose, and Microsoft 365 group, you cannot add. Excuse me. So if I go here to users and groups, and now this could be a good example, but I should be able to add, I'm going to an application that has been added to Azure Active Directory, or identity now, the new name, and I want to add actually a group here. So there are, there's that security group, and I should be able to add that uh, group here and assign, right? So application assignment succeeded. So all the members of this group were added, and they will have access to Google Cloud. Suppose that that's what they wanted to do, right? But I'm going to go back again and try to add the other type of group, which is yeah, marketing distribution group. This is not a security group, and you know, many things do happen, although we are expecting it not to happen. So assign, and the stupid thing also got added. So again, this is a very bad example. Online, they are on premises. I was able to prove that much easily, but here this distribution list got added as well, and obviously it's not a security group, but it has access. Online, they are just letting all the groups getting access, but then I have to still look for some other resource where only security group can be added, while other distribution groups could not be added. But this is ridiculous that just the email group we can add and all the members get access. Then what's the difference between security group and just a simple distribution group when you are able to add all the distribution groups to give access to their members to the resource, right? So by doing it, we just check that, seriously. And it's a pretty old idea. It used to be, um, excellent in on-premises, but we can see that we can actually add any other group as well. So it's not as effective anymore as it used to be. And it's a mail enabled group as well. So, and I was adding it, I was creating that in my company in last 6 months. I created a lot of mail enabled security group because I wanted to add them to Intune policies, DM policies, mobile device management policies. Right? So I was using this a lot. I never tested these because theoretically they were not supposed to be used for giving access to someone. That's why I created only these. But Monday I will try that. I will go to, I will try to add some of the distribution groups and I'll check that, hey, we don't need security groups if we can add those others as well. Anyway, online game is different. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here. And yeah, main enable security group we can create. It's a pretty simple one. Dynamic distribution group for very big organizations, and you want to add manually all the automatically all the users. Distribution list is the old school where you can just add an email group with very all the basic options. Microsoft 365 is the main thing, and that's what you can normally we do create because also creates the same for same users a team. It also creates a website. Now let me just check if in SharePoint for the same one. So this email group, we know that the teams got created, but did a SharePoint site got created as well or not? So I'm going to go to SharePoint sites. I'm going to go to active sites, and yes, a SharePoint site also got created. It also shows that, hey, for these same guys there's a teams also created. And now we know that obviously there's a email group also created. SharePoint is a different application, teams is a different application, and email group is a totally different application, right? But this is a specialty of Microsoft 365. It creates for the same members a team. When you create this type of group, email group, it creates a team for them and add them automatically, and it creates a website for them, the internal company site for them as well. If I click that site and see the membership, its owner is this, and members are exactly the same in Teams and exactly the same in email group as well here. Right? So that's the specialty, and majority of the groups you will see this ones, Microsoft 365 groups. See, same members here as well. So yeah, now this is what we were trying to check here, that what kind of groups are created, and what kind of email groups are there, and what are the popular ones and what are their functionalities, right? So this is the most popular one, and we saw that its teams, its SharePoint site got created automatically when we only created just the email group for that. That's the groups area, and then there are resources there. Resources are just calendars actually. So what do I mean by that? There are two types of resources, room resource and equipment resource, for which you can create a mailbox and then use its calendar to schedule it. Okay, so I'm gonna just explain that with diagram quickly. And so resources, or we can also call it resource mailbox, and we specifically use it for calendars. Now, what do I mean by that? So when we create a resource mailbox, now suppose there's a a meeting room at floor 7, and there's a meeting room at floor 2 for a building, in a building for a company, suppose, right? And someone needs to schedule these meeting rooms because there's a very critical meeting at 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. With all the directors of the company, and then somebody in sales department also scheduled a meeting at the same time, 2 o'clock for 500 people in that. And now the two group of people are standing in front of the meeting hall, and they're like, hey, we scheduled it. No, 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 we scheduled it. It's not yours. We have already taken out time. Hey, we are managers. You are just sales department employees. Ha ha ha. Go. So anyway, the thing is that scheduling for meeting rooms is always a task that needs to be performed either manually or automatically as well. Now, well, it's not now. It's been here for a decade. So what does it do? So we create a mailbox for the meeting room. Now, this is called resource mailbox because it's not a user, it's a resource, right? So for the meeting room, then what do? We only use the calendar of that mailbox to schedule meetings in that or in those rooms, right? Those rooms. So what happens is, suppose you create a mailbox called resource mailbox called that meeting hall F7. So meeting dash hall dash F7. Now at whatever the company name is, right? Once you create that, company.com. So once you create that, what happens is that you can then give access once created, then give access, go give access to those users to the calendar of this mailbox who will be responsible for scheduling meetings, right? So once created, then give access to those users to the calendar of this mailbox who will be responsible for scheduling the meeting. So what do? They simply add the calendar of this mailbox to their Outlook, then they start scheduling. So anyone who wants to schedule, suppose there's one guy from a secretary from sales, uh, marketing, admin, security departments gets access, suppose gets access, right, to the calendar. They're not interested in mailbox. I mean, this mailbox is not for sending and receiving emails, but the calendar feature is only attached to the mailbox. You can't just download a calendar app only and do that. So you have to create a mailbox for the resource, not to send and receive emails, but just to use the calendar of that mailbox to schedule meetings. That's the only purpose of a resource mailbox. So from sales, marketing, admin, security department gets access to the calendar, and then they start scheduling the meetings uh, for that particular meeting hall. So the purpose is just to use the calendar to schedule that meeting room, and everyone who is scheduling will see, oh, somebody has taken the Monday 9 to 10. Okay, I'll go for to 11. Oh, somebody has taken this time. Okay, I'll go for that time, right? So it's just for the calendar. The mailbox is resource mailbox is basically used. So let's try to see how it works. And oh, where is it? Yeah. So if we go to the resource mailbox, I'm going to go for add a room resource, right? And then I'm going to go for, suppose the same one, meeting hall F7, right? Or underscore underscore. So floor 7 meeting hall. And suppose everyone knows that already where it is. It's just that the scheduling has to be done properly. So you just create a resource mailbox with the name of the meeting hall, wherever it is. Next. And then what is the capacity? Suppose it's a big one and 500% capacity is there. Location, oh, it's downtown. So you can just put all the information about that and the number, whatever the number is, department, whatever the department is, or not, no one. Maybe HR is actually handling, or they can ask questions from HR about that. And company this, address book, street, city, yeah, this is just common information. Next. But this is the main booking delegate settings. Booking options, choose when and how this resource should be scheduled. Allow repeating meetings. So this means that you can put a meeting, okay, this meeting hall, we will always have a repeating meeting every first week of the month, or every week from on Monday 10 to 12. We're going to have meetings. So you can have repeating meetings for next 1 year. Allow scheduling only during work hours. So you want to use that meeting hall throughout the day, or you're going to only restricted to work hours, so it's up to you, right? And 9 to 5. So automatically decline meetings outside of booking limits below. So if you breach any of those or reach any of those booking limits, then your meeting request will be declined when you're scheduling it. So if you're booking more than 180 days or 6 months, more than 6 months, you're booking something that, okay, it's for the whole year, uh, this will be a recurring meeting. So if you put 180 days, it's not going to accept whole year. And then there is maximum, you can book it for 24 hours. On Mars, you can book 1 day. 1 day is 48 hours, right? I don't know. So if you're on Mars, you can change that. Otherwise, on Earth, it's maximum is 24 hours. Or you can just put it to maximum duration of hours that you can have a meeting is, maybe there are so many meetings in very less halls. So you can go for, hey, you can go for only 2 hours maximum meeting. You can't just sit there 4 hours or 5 hours and others are all waiting outside. Hey, seriously, we need a meeting room for meeting. So up to you. How do you want to do that? Enter an automatic reply to be sent to meeting organizers. Whoever is organizing a meeting, you can just put that, okay, keep the meeting hall clean, and uh, don't double schedule, and whatever you want to put there, right? And bring your stationery items like pen, pencil. Anyway, so you can just put some kind of instructions there. Booking delegates automatically accept decline meeting requests. So either you want to go for automatic, or you can actually assign some users here that they will be accessing the calendars and they will manually check whose meeting is supposed to be there at what time and whose meetings should be canceled. So or if you put it to automatic, so obviously if Monday 10 to 11 is booked, then whoever is putting Monday 10 to 11 on a specific day will be declined. So it just makes sense, right? If it's already booked, then obviously for the same time, the request will be declined. I'll keep it to automatic and that's it. Next. And that's how a resource is created. I click the create now. Resource mailbox creation is in progress. This may take a minute or so to complete. Okay. So it's getting created. But what you do with that, you don't log into the mailbox. You don't send and receive emails from the mailbox. Mailbox has nothing to do with it. You just add this mailbox's calendar in your calendar. That's it. You start, using it. That's the only purpose of this mailbox. Because the calendar feature is attached to the mailbox, it's only available in the mailbox. Okay, it's created, done, and meeting hall F7. So I'm going to go to my Outlook, which is again, okay, it's already suspended. So I'm going to go for, uh, so here, while that is opening, I'm just going to go to my Outlook in the browser. And here, there's a calendar, right? This is the calendar. And all you need to do is add a calendar. If that calendar is already add from directory, you can do it from add from directory as well. In fact, that's the way you can do it. Please select an account to search from. So obviously, this is my account from which I'm searching. And enter the address. So meeting, hopefully it searches that. No. I'm just searching too soon, so I'm just gonna add the whole. Where's the resource mailbox? The admin center, right? I'm gonna go for this and meeting hall. I'll get the full address of that just to search it now quickly. And I'm gonna go to calendar. I'm searching for this mailboxes. This calendar. And add to people's calendar, add to my calendars, add, okay, people's calendar, wherever. So I'm adding this calendar now. Okay, close. And yep, that's the meeting hall. So suppose I am the one who is responsible for scheduling the meeting. This is the one. And it's supposed to appear, so I'm just gonna go for month, but it's week. And I also wanted my calendar to be showing there as well, but it is I really hate this feature. I have to then figure out. But anyway, this is new event and the calendar is added, and show it's only I just wanted to have a split one, calendars and other calendars. There's always a split one as well, and this is being all color updated. It's not really showing that. Let me just quickly show you in Windows 11. It's up. I'm also in calendar here. So this is the envelope. So this is the email area of my Windows 11 Outlook. And this is the calendar. Last time I added this IT support calendar. Now I'm just going to add that from address book. So it's a bit different here. And meeting, right? It's meeting hall is there. Double click that. It adds here. Press OK. So now you can see three calendars here: my calendar, IT support calendar, and meeting hall. So suppose I close other calendars here. So it's just meeting hall calendar. So I want to book a meeting for Monday. So I'm just going to go here. You don't have permission to create an entry in this folder. Right click the folder and then click properties to check your permissions for the folder. See the folder owner or your administrator to change your permission. So I need to be delegated to this mailbox so I could create structured add schedule. So all the users will be adding this to their calendar so they could see, okay, is there a meeting going on in this room at this time or at this day at this time. So what I'm going to do is I'll try to give myself permission first. So I'm going to go here, exchange, meeting hall. There's a delegation, right? So send on behalf. I just need read and manage full access. So I'm going to go for edit this mailbox, add members, and I'm going to add myself. Permissions added. ONK. So delegation done, booking delegation. Booking delegate settings. There's a booking setting as well, right? Use customized settings or accept decline. So it was automatic, but I'm just going to add myself there. Admin. Okay. And then save. So I need to book, right? So I need to have booking permissions. But the mailbox, I got that full mailbox checking permission, but we're not exactly using mailbox, we're using calendar. So I would be more interested in going for booking permission than the delegation here. So yeah, this is the area where we need to go. Now if the permissions have been synchronized, so I will go to envelope just to check my emails and inbox. Hey, how is everything? Then I'm going to go back to calendar here, and I need to have, yeah, so the meeting hall is there. Hopefully I got my permissions got synchronized. Well, not yet. Out of memory, system resources, close some windows. Yeah, okay, I right clicked here and these options come: new appointment, all day event, new meeting request. So if I go for new appointment, maybe the permissions are granted by now. And I'm creating a new appointment. Yeah, there you go. Permissions are granted. So title of the meeting would be in this room, would be like office party, and then it would be Monday 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Location in office, and save and close. Save and close. So now there you go. So I have booked a meeting in this hall. Anyone else who wants to book a meeting in this hall first will have to add the calendar to their Outlook and will then check, oh, okay, it's booked already. Okay, but it's 8 to 8:30, so I can go for 8:30 to 9 or 9 to 10. So they can still right click here on their side in the Outlook for the same calendar and book an appointment and choose a different time. So that's resource mailbox. That's how you use resource mailbox, and it's actually heavily used the companies. Yep.
Yeah, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry, I just have
Sure.
a very quick question.
Sure.
We in my office we do use these resources that you just explained. Now, but and we have an administrator that manages this resource on his own. Now, but the concern is this: if because in my office we have a device attached to each of us. We have about 5 rooms, conference room, each device attached to it. Now, if you want to make use of the device, just like the way you explained, individual can also schedule on his own Outlook for that meeting. Just reflect on that device. Anybody goes to that room, you see that there is a meeting already scheduled for a period of time. How can we attach device. My question is, how can we attach a device to a calendar so that when you schedule the meeting on your Outlook, it also reflects that device in that room?
Well, for the device, yes, actually, in my office, when we moved to this office, so the previous office guys had these devices attached beside the meeting halls. So obviously, those are devices are connected to the internet, and there you have to log in. So those devices were Google devices, but there are Teams devices as well, or Microsoft, or some Microsoft software is running there that is either Outlook or Mailbox or Calendar. Mainly, the Calendar app is added to that device that is logged in with Microsoft account. And then when a user really changes anything in the calendar here, that synchronizes to that app device as well. So that device is specific for scheduling the meetings, and but it is connected with the mailbox. So suppose you create this room mailbox, you will be adding the credentials of this mailbox, resource mailbox, to the device, and that device app should be asking, okay, what is the username, password, whose calendar you want me to load here in the device app, calendar app. So once you add the room mailbox, obviously the credentials will be added. It will then import all the calendar related activity and synchronize whoever has scheduled on their Outlook will be synchronized to that device app, calendar app. So yeah, device has to just know the authentication, and it's supposed to be used for just booking. So that's what it does. It just needs to know which mailbox's calendar needs to be synchronized the calendar app in that device. So yeah, you have to log in and check where to give the authentication. Only admins can do that. Oh, cool. So so guys, this is the source mailbox that we were talking about and how to configure the calendar. And the whole purpose of creating that mailbox is not to send receive emails, but just to use the calendar of that for that resource and scheduling only. That's the resource manual. So next week we're gonna go for contacts, mail flow, all the features here, and then we're gonna switch to SharePoint Teams and then SharePoint or SharePoint and Teams. Okay, guys. So see you next week. Have a nice weekend, and please do repeat all the labs here.
Thank you so much. Have a nice
Thank you.
weekend.
You too. Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Bye bye.